I met Dan in college, and from the start, he felt like home. We built a life from scratch, cheap takeout, late-night laughs, and wilted clearance flowers that somehow felt perfect. He was my first real love, and I believed we were soulmates. We married, had two beautiful kids, and settled into a warm, chaotic rhythm that felt like everything I'd ever wanted. Dan often mentioned his best friend Leo in passing, just a name from his past. I'd ask about him, suggest inviting him over, but Dan always brushed it off. He's not social, he'd say. Different circles. I accepted it, trusting Dan like I always had. Leo never came to our wedding, never showed up for birthdays or holidays. It was odd, but I figured life had pulled them apart. Still, something about Dan's discomfort whenever Leo's name came up lingered in the back of my mind like a shadow I couldn't shake. Then one night, during wine time with my girlfriends, one of them scrolled past an Instagram post that stopped me cold. It was Leo, laughing with Dan at a recent party. Not only were they still close, but Leo wasn't some distant recluse. He was stunning, magnetic, and very much present in Dan's life. I confronted Dan, and the truth unraveled like a cruel joke. Leo wasn't just a friend. He was Dan's secret. They'd been in love once, maybe still were. Dan had hidden Leo from me not out of shame, but out of fear. Fear that I'd see the truth and everything we built would collapse. I felt betrayed, not just by Dan, but by the life I thought was real. Our marriage, our family, it all felt like a beautifully staged lie. I wasn't angry because Dan had a past. I was heartbroken because he never let me in. I was his wife, but never his confidant. The worst part? Everyone knew. Our friends, his family, they'd all kept the secret. I was the only one living in the dark, playing the role of the devoted wife while the real story played out behind closed doors. But karma has a way of balancing scales. Leo moved away, and Dan spiraled. The man who once seemed so composed unraveled, and suddenly, I was the one holding the power. I didn't seek revenge. I simply walked away, taking my kids and my dignity with me. Now, I live with clarity. The pain still lingers, but so does the strength. Dan taught me how to love, but his betrayal taught me how to survive. And Leo? He was never mine to lose. But Dan? He lost everything.